Okay, what J-Tech tells you to do is remove these two screws from your housing. And they're really short. They're not enough length to do anything with. But the size of them is a 5mm and it's a 0.8 metric hex head bolt. So what you do is go down to your local box store or hardware store and buy a 5mm 0.8 hex head bolt, one that's about a ½ inch or so long. It can be just under that. You don't really want it much over that. All you have to do is slide your, instead of using the silver bolt and nut system that they have for you to mount their box to your main controller, just go get 2 bolts. And all you have to do is put them right in here. They'll screw right down. You don't have to open up the lid to the box. It takes about 1/10 of the time that it would take you to put in that silver bolt and nut system and put it back together, because you'd have to take off the end of your controller, slide the lid to the side. So all you have to do is this. Again, it's a 5mm and it's a 0.8 and about a ½ inch long. And that's all there is to it. Then all you have to do is take your cable, connect it to the laser on your controller, and bring it up here to the back black plug on the controller box, and you're done. Now mine sits up underneath my desk or table, so I have to take this, mount it back up under there. But really the only other thing you have to connect is the cable that goes to the laser, and it plugs in right here into this white connector. And it's just that simple. If they just make it that way, it wouldn't take them any money at all to just put in to put the right bolt into your package with the laser controller, but they don't for some reason. So I'll catch up to you here in just a second. Okay, today I got my Octo Pro laser from J-Tech. This thing is big and it is heavy. And they send with it a metal mounting plate that just attaches right here to the front of your router. And then you have in the back of this, there's already 2 screws that are mounted in the back of the laser head. Now, the one problem I found out with this is these do not fit very tight in these holes. And the simple act of mounting it and unmounting it from your bracket here turns those screws just a little bit. Sometimes it's one way, sometimes it's the other way. And what it can do is keep you from actually mounting this head onto your bracket. So what I ended up doing was taking the 2 screws out. I put that Teflon thread locking tape on there, and that snugged it up enough that I can now adjust them to where I need them to be and have it stay where I put them. And the second thing I found out, that mine happened to have a little piece, the air hose is mounted on the top of these now. And there was a little piece of packing material inside this hole. And instead of trying to dig it out, all I did was put my mouth over it and sucked out, and it came right out. But you have to be careful of that, because that could jam up your air line. So I'm going to have to call J-Tech, let them know what was going on so that they can keep an eye on that. Happened sometime during packing. but this thing is a beast. And I imagine it's just going to tear through some material. But other than the mounting problem with these screws, I'm going to let them know about that as well. Because you can't have it mounted in there and then moving back and forth. You want it in there and stay stuck down there where in those slots like it should. So just thought I'd put that out there for you guys. If I run into anything else, I'll let you know. But so far, I'm awful impressed with it. So this will give you an idea of just how big this thing really is, because that's the router behind it. And it's the same width as the router and about the same height as the router. That's the Makita router. But it's a beast. So anybody else that gets it, hope you really like it. Thank you.